On December 21, 1979, Willie Nelson first appeared on the silver screen when The Electric Horseman opened to national audiences. Willie co-starred with Robert Redford and Jane Fonda and received decent reviews from movie critics. Nelson might have been the only person who thought he should be in movies at first. He had tried, unsuccessfully at that time, to convert his Red-Headed Stranger album into a film and literally talked his way into a role in The Electric Horseman. Initially, director Sydney Pollack promised Nelson only an acting part, but by volunteering to work on the soundtrack, Willie provided a new promotional avenue, since a hit single would generate interest in the picture. Waylon Jennings played a key role in the movie's biggest song, My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys. Sharon Vaughn wrote it when her boyfriend Bill Rice, whom she later married, asked for a cowboy song for a Bobby Bare album. Bare didn't care for it, but Waylon subsequently recorded the tune for his Wanted the Outlaws album. When he ran into Willie before The Electric Horseman went into production, Jennings told him that My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys should be the theme song of the movie. Sydney Pollack not only produced and directed the film, but he produced Nelson's recording of My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys. It emerged with an unusual arrangement, including French horns, muted trumpets, and a harp, provided by Pollack's associate David Grusin, who served as the session's musical director. Grusin wasn't thinking about the genre of record he was making, country or pop or whatever, but merely what sounded best to him. Nelson was more willing than most artists to go along with whatever the people hired to make the record wanted, without question. So if Grusin and Pollack wanted horns on there, that was perfectly all right with Willie. After My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys reached #1 on Billboard's country singles chart on March 8, 1980, Columbia released a second Nelson recording from the movie soundtrack, Willie's version of the Allman Brothers, Midnight Rider. It too was a hit. Peaking, the song was actually written by a talented songwriter named Sharon Vaughn. The story goes that Sharon was at a party in the 1970s, feeling a bit out of place among the glamorous LA music scene. She saw her husband, a musician himself, across the room and thought about how, to her, he was the real deal, grounded, strong, and authentic, much like the cowboys she admired in old westerns. That moment of reflection sparked the lyrics. She saw the cowboy not just as a figure on a horse, but as a symbol of integrity, independence, and a quiet strength that was missing from the world around her. The first person to bring the song to life was Waylon Jennings. He released it on his groundbreaking 1976 album, Wanted, the Outlaws, which, fittingly, was the first country album to ever go platinum. Waylon's gritty, lived-in voice gave the song an immediate authenticity. It resonated deeply with the outlaw country movement, which was all about bucking the Nashville establishment and getting back to the raw, honest roots of country music. The song perfectly captured that spirit of rugged individualism. Then, in 1980, Willie Nelson put his own unique spin on it for the soundtrack of the film The Electric Horseman, starring Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. Willie's version was a little smoother, a little more world-weary. It soared to #1 on the Billboard country charts and became the definitive version for millions of listeners. His gentle, behind-the-beat phrasing made the lyrics feel like a personal confession, a quiet truth shared between friends. From Sharon Vaughn's personal inspiration to Waylon's outlaw cry, and Willie's mainstream smash, My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys, isn't just a song about horsemen and dusty trails. It's a tribute to a fading ideal, a longing for a time when heroes were defined by their character, not their fame. It's about choosing a life of simple truths over complicated illusions. It reminds us that sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones who live by their own code, far from the spotlight. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. See you next time.